So it was about 2 days after everything happened. The last year, 2 years, I've been a real suicidal. I just haven't really been happy with my life and everything like that. And I just never reached out to anybody on getting the help that I truly needed. And 2 days after that, I almost made a permanent decision for a temporary problem, and it resulted into me being court ordered to go to Cedar Creek Hospital.
A courtroom hearing begins as a man stands before Judge Jeffrey Middleton facing a domestic violence charge that could change his future. The case involves an incident that led to a protection order and serious concerns about anger and personal struggles. If convicted, the defendant could face jail time and a permanent criminal record. But during the hearing, the defendant reveals something unexpected: a recent mental health crisis and treatment that changed his outlook on life. Now Judge Jeffrey Middleton must decide whether this moment deserves punishment or a second chance.
Had some same issues with Mr. Gibson. He's also very busy. We had trouble finding some dates that would fit into his calendar. I think he was set to be here with Judge Pattison this afternoon, so we set these two sentences today. This is People versus Bailey, Anthony Cunningham. File number is 26167SM. Is a domestic violence charge. Mr. Paul Gibson is here. Also, Abigail Stoll is here from the prosecutor's office. Mr. Gibson, what would you like me to know here?
The defendant, he indicated to me that he went to Pivotal, and the company he was working for, I guess that job is going away, so he is looking for new work. But I believe that the defendant understands that he made a mistake, and that this is not, in a sense, the type of conduct that is permitted, and that this was a mistake and he needs to learn from this. So what I would ask the court to consider potentially fines and cost, or a short probation term, or community service. Thank you. Well, I guess with the deferral, if it's deferral, he'll have to get the probation, obviously. So.
Yes. Ms. Stoll, what's the people's position here?
Well, Your Honor, the defendant doesn't really have much criminal history. He doesn't have any criminal convictions. We unfortunately didn't hear back from the victims. We don't have any victim input. I guess I would recommend 12 months of probation.
Well, there was an agreement for deferral. I know Mr. Cunningham. He's got a little bit of a criminal record. He got involved in some dumb thing, throwing stuff in the street or something about 10 years ago when he was a kid, but I don't think you've had much since then. Now, you had some sort of an episode and you sought some mental health treatment. Your lawyer touched on it, but I want to hear more about it.
So it was about 2 days after everything happened. The last year, 2 years, I've been a real suicidal. I just haven't really been happy with my life and everything like that. And I just never reached out to anybody on getting the help that I truly needed. And 2 days after that, I almost made a permanent decision for a temporary problem, and it resulted into me being court ordered to go to Cedar Creek Hospital, which is honestly probably the best thing that's happened to me in a very long time. I went there, I learned a lot about myself and why my anger is the way it is and the way I respond to certain things. I learned a lot about my character and who I truly am and why I act the way I do in certain situations. That place has really opened my eyes. Like I told them when I left there, I said, it's been a very long time since I've been able to look in a mirror and actually know who I am, actually know who Bailey Cunningham is. I've always looked in the mirror and hated what I seen, never liked the person I was, and I'm able to understand myself, which has helped me a lot in growing as a person and getting past the things that I'm doing and to prevent myself from falling back into old ways and the way that I was grown as a kid. So that was probably the best experience I had. I was there for over a week.
Now, you told me some of that at the time of the plea. You're not a kid anymore. You've grown up since that dumb stuff in the street years ago. And you seem to have some insight into your own self, which is often the first step. There is a PPO in effect also, which I believe you've been in compliance with. They didn't get any victim input, but you don't have any previous assaultive crimes. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So you are eligible for the deferral. And I think that's going to be beneficial for part of your healing and the complainants as well. I'm going to do the deferral. I can only do it if the prosecutor consents, and they did. I think you turned yourself in, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I came in to pay a speeding ticket.
And you found this, so you
Yeah.
never actually went to jail.
No.
All right,
They snuck me in at the end of one of your.
yes. All right. I had hoped to hear from Hannah.
She said she didn't get anything. She was, because I've talked to her, because I asked her, I was like, did you find anything in?
Well, you're not supposed to be talking to her. You got a
On
PPO.
the PPO, I can have communication now.
Oh,
Yeah, he took the where we're allowed to be around each other and have communication, but kept the PPO in effect on if I were to threaten her or any behavior like that, that she is more secured that something's gonna happen about it. So he took all that off, so we're allowed to have contact with each other, be around each other and talk.
which judge was that?
The one next door.
All right, Judge Pattison, the handsome one. All right, Abby, I think this is worth a shot. All right, 12-month probation, 10 days jail credit 0, 10 days deferred. Generally, in a deferral, there's no additional jail time ordered. And to make the fine 0. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee, $480 probation oversight fee, you need to pay for the class. We're gonna do the anger management. Let's add that up. Do you guys have Mr. McDaniel in the back?
Yes.
All right. That's $755 2 in 1 year. If you can do this probation in less than a year, you can be discharged as early as 6 months. Some of it is the availability of the next cycle of the classes. No assaultive or threatening behavior, no drugs and no alcohol, including marijuana, test as directed. And you're to complete the anger management class. Comply with all terms of the PPO. Mr. Cunningham, you've grown up since I was first dealing with you. I think this stint in inpatient has helped. Are you on medication?
Yes.
All right, you're also going to sign a release from Pivotal. Take all medication as prescribed. Where were you working?
I was working at Dutchman 815. The plant closes this week. I guess Keystone is now closing all their Dutchman plants, but I started a job Monday at Bennington Marina Takeaway.
Well, good. What were you making at Dutchman?
It was about $800 a week.
No, what kind of product were you making?
Oh, RVs.
Which type?
Zingers. Man, there's a couple of different ones over there. Can't remember all of them.
So now you're making pontoon boats.
Yeah, I used to work there about 7 years ago, but my Hannah was pushing me to get in RVs and try the RV life, and ever since I got in there, it's just been fluctuating, jumping from job to
Yeah,
job.
well, it's great when you're making rate and the money's coming in, and then when it slows down.
It's not there. So that's what I told her. So I'm going back to boats or something like that.
Well, Bennington makes nice boats.
Oh yeah, they do. It's a good company to work for. They have good benefits over there as well.
All right, well, you got a lot going for you. You got a new job, you've got some insight into your shortcomings. I don't think alcohol was the big issue here. I think it's just depression. So we're gonna have you complete this class and you're gonna get your life back on track. I wish I'd heard from Hannah. I don't know what the deal is, but I don't think she objects to this. All right, you take this form out to the counter. All right, could we have Mr. McDaniel? All right, Mr. Cunningham, I want you to hold up your end of the deal. If you complete the anger management class, don't get in any other trouble. This charge will be taken off your record as a public record of conviction.
Awesome. Sounds good to me. Thank you.
All right.
After hearing the defendant's explanation and reviewing his progress since the incident, Judge Jeffrey Middleton decides to grant a deferral sentence with probation, anger management classes, and strict conditions moving forward. The judge makes it clear that this opportunity comes with responsibility. If the defendant completes probation successfully, the charge may eventually be removed from his record. Courtroom decisions like this highlight the balance between accountability and rehabilitation. So the question is, should courts focus more on punishment or on helping people rebuild their lives when they show real effort to change?